Hello everybody, today we are going to ranking all of the Minecraft updates since 1.1. Now, remember, this video is just my opinion. However, if you do not agree with it, you must unsubscribe and leave angry comments down below, because as we know, you cannot enjoy a creator unless you enjoy every opinion they've ever had. Okay, first off, not ranking. InDev. Whatever that is, that's alpha. Beta, 1.0, or pre-classic. For lack of a better word. Those are not updates. Okay, starting off, we have 1.1. 1.1, well, what did we get there? We got super flat, we got eggs, and we got bow enchantments. That is a pretty good update. That is a solid D tier. It is a good update for the time and added a lot of features, but compared to the current updates, it's just not as good. The next one, 1.2, a little bit better. Goes in the C tier. They added iron golems, which is one of my favorite mobs. They also added the jungle and all the wood that comes with it, as well as ocelots and redstone lamps. So, not bad all around. 1.3 is also a C tier, however, let it be stated that it is the better C tier currently. 1.3 comes with the Ender chest, which is the coolest update ever. They also add actual villager trading that works and emeralds. So, you know, that's nice. A last thing that they added was desert pyramids, jungle pyramids too, but mainly desert pyramids, which have become so Minecrafty that this has to go in the C tier, despite having not as many features. Now, 1.14, the pretty scary update, the first update with a name, and let me say it is the best name of any update ever. It's pretty, it's scary, but it's not too scary, it's only pretty scary. Sorry, I like that pun. So it added beacons and withers, which is so huge and so wonderful. It added anvils. You could rename your items. You weren't able to put books on them yet, but you were still able to rename them. It added the cobblestone wall. It added mob heads. Great update. Absolutely B tier. The redstone update is our first A tier update, and it is wonderful. They added quartz blocks. They added like every redstone component, droppers, dispensers, hoppers, hopper minecarts, all the stuff. It's all there. Activator rails, so many redstone features. Solid A, and shout out to all my redstoners who are much smarter than me. Next is the horse update. They added horses, so that's it. That's all they added. All they added was horses and horse armor and saddles and ew. Not helpful. Not helpful at all. The update that changed the world is going to be a solid B tier. Now, what did we get in the update that changed the world? We got new biomes. We got stained glass. Stained glass is really nice. We also got all sorts of new flowers, but mainly it's just in here for the biomes. The biomes came with new trees, new wood variants. We got the taiga. We got the all sorts of new biomes. The bountiful update. I love this update. A tier, it brings in so many things that you don't kind of think of when you think of an update, but they were put in there, like spectator mode, Alex, the outer layer of the skin. It also adds all the granite, diorite, andesite blocks, which I really like. It adds prismarine. It adds ocean monuments. Coming with guardians and elder guardians, it is wonderful. One of my favorite updates. Also, little known fact is where they started making villagers plant wheat, which I think is the first real step to making the world of Minecraft feel lived in, is the AI of the villagers going around and planting wheat. Now we have the most controversial one, the combat update, 9.9. Look, I don't want to annoy any of my 1.8 PvPers. But 1.9 is an S tier update. Whether or not you agree with the changes they made to PvP, it is the closest we ever got to a Minecraft 2, so to speak. We find out what happens after the adventure ends, and you kill the Ender Dragon. We get the Elytra, which is the best item in the game. We get shulkers, we get incities, all that stuff. And, okay, you might not like the PvP. But the old PvP still exists. You can still play it on Hypixel and literally any other PvP server. They gave you more. They gave you cool stuff. They gave you the axes. They gave you the shields. They gave you arrows of invisibility. Okay, and you may not like it better, but you gotta admit, it's fun to play. Even if 1.8 might be better, go play 1.8. Don't complain that they gave you more content. Okay. But also, look, if you want to put it down here because you hate what they did to combat and you think they ruined Minecraft combat, more power to you. I mean, good on you for being able to click on your mouse quick. We got the Frostburn update. I'm sure this comment will not age poorly, but 4 blocks and 1 mob is not an update. Now you might say, but Nerby, there's 5 blocks and 3 mobs, and yes, technically strays and husks were added, which are just glorified zombies and skeletons retextured. But also the 5th block is structural void, which isn't a block. Okay, the only reason this is not an F tier down here is because red nether bricks are just the coolest blocks. One of the coolest blocks in the game. Totally wonderful block. The exploration update is an A tier update despite being extremely small. Everything they added was a gem. They added observers, they added shulker boxes, they added mansions, totems, and the mobs that came with them. Okay? That's basically it. They also added llamas. But everything in there is wonderful. Shulker boxes, game changer. Observers completely changed redstones, and the mansions are just so much fun to find. Definitely an A tier update. And the World of Color update is C tier. They added glazed terracotta, they added concrete, they added bed colors, and they added parrots. Okay, it's not a great update. I'm just putting it all the way in C tier because I like concrete. I think concrete's a really good block. I think it's a wonderful addition. And despite being actually quite new, it feels like the most Minecrafty block in the world. It's just one solid color. Update Aquatic. S tier. Arguably the best update in the game. We got so much from Update Aquatic. We got over 3,000 different types of tropical fish. We got pufferfish, which came with pufferfish player detectors. We got tridents and all the upgrades that came with them, the riptide channeling. It was the coolest way to make charge creepers. We got, we got turtles, we got phantoms, which some people don't like. I think they're actually kind of neat. We got kelp blocks, we got conduits. There's so many little things in 1.13, and also it makes playing underwater playable. You can play underwater, which you could never really do before. I mean, you could, but you couldn't do anything with it. It was just ugly and terrible. Okay. Village and Pillage. S tier. Even better than 1.13. This is my personal favorite update in the game. I just love it. It's got every single block that was like a base block. Granite, diorite, andesite, dirt. Actually, not dirt. Stone, cobblestone, mossy cobblestone. They all got stairs, slabs, and walls. And that is just wonderful. They added villagers are now the most overpowered thing, and I love it. Because it used to be villagers were just a pain, and you had to use them. But now they're a pain, and you get to use them. They changed the API a ton. I love it. I love how the new villages look. I love the path block, which technically wasn't added in this update, but I do not care. I love the stone cutter. Stone cutter is so useful. Being able to get stairs without having to get 6 of the block and then make 4 of them at once and lose a bunch of stuff, which didn't make any sense because stairs are smaller than blocks. Why are they more expensive? Yada, yada, yada. It's all done with the stone cutter. The composter is good. I love that it is a actual transportable, I don't know the technical name. It's really helpful in redstone because it can transport redstone signals around in a, I don't know. But it's very helpful in redstone, and there are other lots of great functional blocks. Wonderful. Best update, no question. 1.15, Buzzy Bees. It's a B tier. Ha 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 ha. It is 1 mob and 4 blocks, which is totally an update and definitely not an update. It's only in B tier because two reasons. Honey is the greatest block in the game. Actually, no, it's not. But for Redstoners, it is the Redstone Dream. They've been asking it for so long, and they got it, and now you can make 20 by 20 piston doors, no sweat. Another really cool thing, and underrated, is the amount of tiny bugs that they fixed in this game mode. They fixed so many tiny little bugs in 1.15, and they redid their rendering engine, which allowed for some really cool new shaders to be made, and also, they can do more fun things in the future with their rendering systems. More of a technical update than an actual feature update, but technical is important. And I was actually looking back at my notes for this. I put Nether update in A tier. What was I doing? Nether update is an S tier with no question. I was thinking to myself, you know what? I know all about the Nether update. I don't need to do any research on it. It just happened. It's like, I know it's an A tier, yada, yada, yada. And then I was like, okay, I'll look at the wiki page. They added so much. Do you know target blocks were that? I swore target blocks came out in 1.15, but apparently they're 1.16. They added so many mobs. Hoglins, piglins. Did they only add 2 mobs? That can't be right. They added so many new blocks. They added Blackstone, which is wonderful. There are so many uses for Blackstone. They added polished Blackstone. They added chiseled Blackstone. They added gilded Blackstone. They use polished Blackstone bricks. Cracked, polished, glossy, chiseled, mossy Blackstone brick slabs. And that's a real one, I promise. They added bastions. Wonderful update. Tons of new blocks and I already mentioned the new blocks, but natural blocks, the new types of wood are beautiful. Nylium, I'm not a fan of Nylium, but it's there. You can use it. I love the little warped stems, the little, what are the blue twisty things called? I don't know. The soul lanterns and all the soul lights. Oh, I love the soul lights. I'd like to use them more in my builds. Yeah, I need to use those more in my builds. And finally, the best part about this update is by far the basalt deltas. I don't know why people hate that biome. It is by far the coolest biome in the game, the basalt deltas, because there's you know what? No, it's a lot of people don't like the basalt deltas. I do. So yeah, this is my tier list, and as you can see, I like Minecraft because we have 4 in the S tier and only 1 in the F tier. Don't kill me over 1.9, please. It's just because of the elytras. They're so cool. Anyways, have a good day. Goodbye.